we got some interesting stuff that we got to discuss first before we send the venture off into our actual normal daily programming, I guess you can say.
Yeah.
We do. I might as well just start this real quick and get that done over, hopefully, within the next 10, 15 minutes.
Kick it off, baby.
That's right. We'll get it going. There's three different types of people that are involved in the paranormal. And we have the basic ghost hunter, we have a researcher, and we have an investigator. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with either one of those steps. Not a damn thing. I myself am a researcher, but I do branch off and do other things. For example, if, a client calls me up and wants me to come into their house, I'm an investigator. They want to know what's in their house and whether or not they should sell it real quick. And so I'm Investigator Jay. If I see something cool, a building that's cool, and I want to go in and check that shit out, and I have a K2 meter, I'm Ghost Hunter Jay. That's what I am. But for the most part, I primarily research. I look at certain things, and I try to see if there's any validation to what's being said and how it's being said. And in order to find out the validation, you need consistency with each test that you run. And the more consistent that you are, the better the test becomes. And the more positive results you can give out to the general public, which I'm sure Jodi knows.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. It has to be a very controlled test or series of questions and to keep that consistency going. And I know that you're very methodical in your approach and scientific generally in your approach as well, as opposed to people who are more gut or more with their feeling and, all of that with their research.
What we will get into, after the whole schmeal. That ain't no big deal. But, that I've been experimenting and trying to figure out if there's any validation to the Ouija board being completely evil and a gateway to hell. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows I've been working with it, and I just posted out a survey this week for all of you to jump in.
Ooh, ominous.
Yeah. I just posted out the survey to try to get, people's responses to, what their experiences were with a particular Ouija board. Now, I didn't want, these are things that qualified for the survey. You had to have hands-on experience with it, which means you actually had to use it, and, you had to explain whether or not if that was a bad experience. And why?
Right.
Now, some people have noticed, I'm sure you can agree with me, Jodi, because I had you sent out, the survey as well, and you got some feedback, but I'm sure you can agree with me that some people have came back and said, oh, it's completely evil, I tried it once and this is what happens, and you hear the story, and the story ain't bad at all. It's not even close to being bad. It's not qualified.
And not only that, so many of the responses, I probably got 10 responses back, Jason, that immediately had to disqualify because all they said was something bad about it, like, oh my God, no, it's evil, I would never touch that, it's, it brings out demons, it's a portal, but they really, didn't properly answer the question. They didn't have experience.
Basically, what we were looking for is actual facts. We wanted facts. We didn't want what somebody thought. And I can give you a prime example. I had one person, he messaged me, and he said, yeah, I'll take the survey. So I told him, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to know, so forth and so on. And he said, oh, Jay, it's bad. It's the Ouija board's evil. It's horrible. He pointed out the Ouija board, the pen shed had spun around for 2 minutes and spit out a name. And when he went to a shaman, the shaman said, it's evil. Okay, I don't give a fuck what the shaman believes. That ain't my problem. I want facts. And the facts is, all you have is the pen shed that spun around for 2 minutes and spit out a name. That's not bad. I'm sorry. It's not. So that's not a bad experience. But needless to say, in the research of dealing with the Ouija boards, I had to dig up some history, which, again, a lot of people out there are going to look at me and say, Jay, you're 100% wrong. Because, there are stories that date back to the 1500s with the Ouija board. However, not one of them are documented, and there is absolutely no consistency from one web page to another that suggests that's 100% accurate. So
no proof.
I have
proof.
No proof at all. So I have to base it on facts. What is actually documented, what has actually happened, and so forth and so on. And I visited, hundreds of websites. And so far, the only part that seems to be consistent from one to the next is, the dating from the 1850s, which I'm going to get involved in. In fact, the Smithsonian actually did a study on the Ouija board and dug up a nice variety of history from what they could dig up. Now, the Smithsonian is a bunch of fucking archaeologists where their main job, the whole purpose of even existing, is to find facts. You know what I mean? That's their job. That's what they get paid to do. So, I'm actually going to read from them, not from any of the other barrage of websites that I dug up. So, this is what they had to say about the Ouija board. It says, in February 1891, the first few advertisements started appearing in papers. Ouija, the wonderful talking board, owns a Pittsburgh toy and novelty shop describing a magical device that answered questions about the past, present, and future with marvelous accuracy, and promised never-failing amusement and recreation for all the classes. A link between the known and unknown, material and immaterial. Another advertisement in a New York paper declared it interesting and mysterious and testified as a proven at patent office before it was allowed for the price of $1.50. Now, we're getting there. This mysterious talking board was basically what's sold in board games out today. A flat board with the letters of the alphabet arrayed in two semicircles above number 0 through 9, the word yes and no, and the utmost corners goodbye at the bottom, and accompanied by a planchetta. A teardrop-shaped device, usually with a small window in the body, usually without the board. The idea was that two or more people would sit around the board, place fingertips on the planchetta, pose a question, and watch dumbfounded as the planchetta moved from letter to letter, spelling out the answer seemingly of its own accord. The biggest difference is the material. The board is now usually cardboard rather than wood, and the planchetta is plastic now. So that's the big difference, everyone, so far, from now until then. The real history of the Ouija board is about as mysterious as how the game works. Ouija historian, there's actually a historian on the fucking Ouija board. You got this, everyone? Robert Monk, has been researching the story of the board since 1991 when he started his research. Now, this guy has basically dedicated his fucking life since 1991 of digging up accurate information on this fucking board.
I'm familiar with him. I'm actually familiar with him and his research, so interesting that you found him as well. Yeah.
Exactly. When he started research, he says no one really knows anything about his origins, which struck him odd. For such an iconic thing that strikes both fear and wonder in American culture, how can no one know where it came from? The Ouija board, in fact, came straight out of the American 19th century obsession with spiritualism, which is something I have been saying for a long time. The belief that the dead are able to communicate with the living, spiritualism, which had been around for years in Europe, hit America hard in 1848 with the 7 comments of the Fox sisters of upstate New York. The Foxes claimed to receive messages from spirits who rapped on the walls and answers to questions, recreating the feat of channeling in parlors across the state. Aided by the stories about the celebrity sisters and the spiritualists in the new national press, spiritualism reached millions of adherents at its peak in the second half of the 19th century. Spiritualism worked for Americans. It was compatible with Christian dogma, meaning one could hold a seance on Saturday night and have no problems about going to church the next day. It was an acceptable, even wholesome activity to contact spirits at seances through automatic writing or table-turning parties, in which participants would place their hands on a small table and watch it begin to shake and rattle and roll. While they all declared that they were moving it, the movement also offered solace in an air when the average lifespan was less than 50. Women died in childbirth, children died of diseases, and men died in war. Even Mary Todd Lincoln, wife of the venerable president, conducted seances in the White House after their 11th-year-old son died of a fever in 1862. During the Civil War, spiritualism gained adherents in droves, people desperately to connect with loved ones who'd gone away to war and never came home. All right? Communicating with communicating is common. It wasn't seen as bizarre or weird, explains Merch. It's hard to imagine that now we look at that and think we are opening the gates of hell. But opening the gates of hell wasn't on anyone's mind when they started the Kenner Novelty Company. The first producers of the Ouija board, in fact, they were mostly looking to open Americans' wallets. As spiritualism has grown in American culture, so too did the frustration with how long it took to get any meaningful messages out of spirits, says Bowman Hodge, spiritualism historian. Calling out the alphabet and waiting for a knock on the right letter, for example, was deeply boring. After all, rapid communication with breathing humans at far distances was possibility. The telegraph had been around for decades. Why wouldn't spirits be as easy to reach? People were desperate for methods of communication that would be quicker. And while several entrepreneurs realized that, it was the Kenner Novelty Company that really nailed it. All right? In 1886, the fledgling Association Press reported on a new phenomenon taking over the spiritualists. Canton, Ohio, the talking board. It was, for all intents and purposes, a Ouija board, the letters, numbers, and a planchetta-like device to point to them. The article went far and wide, but it was Charles Kenner of Baltimore, Maryland, who acted on it. In 1890, he pulled together a group of 4 other investors, including Elijah Bond, a local attorney, and Colonel Washington Bow, a surveyor, to start the Kenner Novelty Company to exclusively make and market these new talking boards. None of the men were spiritualists, really, but they were all of some key businessmen, and they identified a niche. But they didn't have the Ouija board yet. The Kenner talking board, Latin name, contrary to the popular belief, Ouija, is not a combination of the French word yes, we, and the German ja, Merck says, based on his research. It was Bond's sister-in-law, Helen Peters, who was Bond said a strong medium, who supplied the now instantly recognizable handle. Sitting around the table, they asked the board what they should call it. The name Ouija came through, and they asked what that meant, and the board replied, good luck. Eerie and cryptic, but for the fact that Peters' acknowledgement that she was wearing a locket bearing the picture of a woman, the name Ouija above her head, that the story that emerged from the Ouija founders' letters, it's very possible that Woman in the Locket was famous author and popular women's rights activist Ouida, whom Peters admired, and that Ouija was just a misreading of that. So that's actually how the documentation goes. That's the history of it. Now, some of the big things of why say this is completely evil. One of the biggest things of why they don't want an entity to control their body, which makes absolutely no fucking sense at all. I'm sorry, it doesn't. If people think that, you're being controlled through a Ouija board, smack yourselves in the head right now, because I'll explain why. One, this is the biggest thing. It's not controlling you, it's controlling your planchetta, which is a device that sits on top of the Ouija board and maneuvers around. Yes, you are touching it, but in the same token, you're touching the fucking K2 when it goes off. So, it's the same fucking thing. Same fucking thing. And the second one, these same people that are saying, I don't want nothing to control me, are wandering around the house with their fancy little K2 meter, yelling out at the top of their lungs, will you please touch me? Again, fucking stupid. Fucking stupid.
It's so true. It's so true.
It is.
I want you to pull my hair, or touch me, or push me, or touch my friend, or tug on my shirt. I mean, that's exactly what they're doing all the time.
Or they're trying to pretend they're Zach Bagans and say, use my energy so I can become possessed. I don't fucking know. But either way, this is facts, people. I'm not making this shit up. I'm telling you exactly the way it is. It's facts. Right now, here's the thing. There is a bad rant about this board, and I sent in search to try to find out whether or not if it is a gateway to hell or some evil thing, or if it is just, just a stupid fucking board. Personally, I just think it's a stupid fucking board.
Yeah.
And my research so far has proven that. And I'll tell you exactly what I've done. Everybody knows I've been researching this, and this is the result of what I've been doing.
For a while now. I want you to mention to everybody that you've been doing this for several months now. It's been going on for a while.
This isn't a brand new research for me. I've been doing this for almost a year now. I've been studying and researching the Ouija board. Anyway, everybody knows I've mentioned it before on here. I ran 14 tests. 14 exact identical, well, not exact identical tests, but 14 tests. First 7 tests, I went out, obviously, and I purchased a Ouija board. I opened it up. I set it on my desk and ran and just let it go. Well, I put a camera on it and let it go for 8 hours. 7 times I did that. And each 7 times I reviewed that evidence, not a fucking thing happened with the Ouija board. The planchetta didn't move, didn't top the table, didn't fucking bust out my windows, turn my computer on, didn't do a damn thing. Second test. Okay? The second set of tests. 7 tests, again, but this time I put an EM pump on it. Hoping that, the EM pump will make whatever spirits is looking at it saying, oh my God, this is the gateway, this is the way to come in. I'm going to use that energy and do it. Didn't happen, fellas. It didn't happen, which means all 14 tests, nothing happened. 7 of them had energy, 7 of them didn't have energy. Still nothing happened. So it's definitely not a gateway to fucking hell. It needs human operation. A lot of people have mentioned, Jay, well, you have to touch it. Well, I took it out as a fucking box for 1. And for 2, that proves my point even more that it's not the damn board, it's the operator. Your intentions behind what you're doing, the energy you're giving that board is what you're going to attract. And that's going to be the same regardless if you're playing with a Ouija board, K2 meter, a fucking track field meter, the little fucking stupid teddy bear that you can buy now in the go shop. It doesn't matter. Whatever energy you put into the atmosphere, the energy you're going to get back. And that's just the way it is, as simple as it is. So I advise people to be careful, but considering that part was still controversial with people, they said, well, I still don't believe you. And that's fine, you don't have to believe it, ain't no big deal. I went ahead and did the survey. That's right. I put the survey out, and I needed it to be a controlled survey. I couldn't have any, anybody looking at, the other, comments or other people's, what they said and get some kind of, idea that maybe that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had to be controlled. I didn't tell anyone exactly what the survey was about. They had to private message me personally, and I will ask them the questions, and I'll get the feedback that way. And I didn't just want the survey to be based on ghost hunters. I wanted it to be based on everybody. So if you were a paranormal investigator, a spiritualist, some kind of other religious freak, or if you were, if you didn't believe in this shit at all, I was opening up my survey to everybody, and everybody actually responded.
Yeah, you get a better cross-section, and in fact, I want you to know, I just got another response from someone who said that they had tried it on several occasions with their friends, and he's actually a psychic, and nothing ever really happened.
Yeah, and that seems to be the common thing. I mean, hundreds. I believe it was 180.
Okay.
Wow. A lot of them. 80% of them did not have nothing happen to them while they were using the board. 80% of them. That's a high percentage. An extremely high percentage. Yeah. Saying that nothing bad ever happened with them with the Ouija board. Leaving 20% that had something bad. Now, one thing that I found out that was interesting about that 20% is they were all religious. Which is kind of gives me the assumption that religion is having a factor on altering their perspective on not just the Ouija board, but on paranormal investigating in general.
It draws an interesting parallel. It really does.
It definitely has done something to that effect. And I find it completely fascinating, if you want my honest opinion. So that's my result, everybody, of all of my tests and the history of the board. It's not bad. Whatever intent you put into it, that's the intent you're going to get back. It's going to be like that, though, regardless if you're using the board, if you're using your anti-K2 meter, your Mel meter, your spirit box, it don't matter what you're using. If you have negative energy within you, or if you have bad vibes, or whatever the case may be, you're going to get that in return. And that's all I have for that segment.
Oh, good. I mean, that took you a long time to do that. I knew you were working really hard on that. And, I mean, it's great to come out with this survey, too, just in time for the new Ouija movie that's coming, into theaters near you, if it isn't already there. That they're advertising on TV, which, of course, is going to, promote the craziness and the portal and the negativity of using Ouija. Of course, just in time for Halloween. I mean, that's what we're looking to see. Absolutely, right?
Well, again, I'm sure the movie's again going to bring out those bad vibes, and that's okay. That's perfectly okay. But there is nothing more that I can do to solidify the fact that there's nothing negative or evil amongst the board. It's all intent, and that's just the way it is. I think the test that I ran and the survey I ran was 100% acceptable. It was 100% controlled, and it was 100%, suggesting that what I'm saying is true.
Oh, I agree with you. I absolutely do. And of course, I did my research only for a few days, trying to wrap up the survey for you, and I only had, oh my gosh, maybe 30 people respond back to me. But most of them either immediately had something very negative to say about using the board, but really no personal experience or story to tell, only hearsay. So we had to immediately disqualify them. And basically, and not, and I'm not saying anything negative about really religious people at all. I'm not trying to be negative, so don't get me wrong, but they were very deeply religious people who had those comments to me, except for one of them who's actually, one of my Facebook friends who is a witch. And she really does not like spirit boards, which I was kind of surprised at how much she dislikes them. Because most of the time, people that are witches or spiritualists tend to be a little more into spirit boards and that type of, or witch boards and that type of thing. So I was a little bit surprised by that response from her. But, for the most part, people who had personal experience with it, wasn't really, necessarily negative at all. They had a story maybe to tell, but it wasn't necessarily negative. And most of them were people who were raised with, one Christian religion or another, but they weren't necessarily overtly religious, people will say. You know what I mean? And they weren't necessarily paranormalists or ghost hunters at all, because I have, a lot of different kinds of people between my two pages. A lot of them are actually not ghost hunters at all.
Yeah, it's quite impressive of what, of how those religious figures actually, said it. And it was 90% of the religious people actually said something bad about the board. It's crazy. And
right away.
What?
Right away, and they're not even objective. Did you find out? Like, they don't want to discuss it. It's not open for discussion or debate with them. I mean, at all. They don't want to hear it. Did you find that?
I did. I did find that. I mean, I got one person straight back said it was evil and never play with it. Okay, well, how am I supposed to include the survey if you never touched it? Your experience with your thought doesn't matter. This survey was based on facts, not what your grandmother says or what your dad says or what your fucking pastor says. I don't care about them. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wanted facts. But that's all I got for that. So why don't we move on with the guest of honor?
Yay! You don't even want my opinion on this situation, man.
Hey, you know I love your opinion.
Yeah, well, I think that, I actually, and this is actually proof fact, you guys, when the Ouija board, when it was at an all-time high, I literally called Markel to find out if they had witches at the end of the conveyor belt, cursing every board that came off of it. They hung up on me, of course. I swear I did. I swear. They hung up on me. But, yeah, so I'm pretty convinced that Satan or the witches aren't there cursing the board.
I don't know. Right, And you would think so. I mean, by the way that people act sometimes, you would swear that they weren't. If there's some evil person standing there cursing each and every one personally to make it a portal right out of the box, you know?
This is the one thing that scares me the most about this whole concept. Are these people that have never experienced anything with the Ouija board, and they're basing their whole assumption off of what someone else says? This is what scares me. They consider themselves researchers. That's scary.
And they're not objective at all. I mean, at all. Some of them. And I mean, how can you consider yourself truly a researcher if you're not willing to be objective and look at something from all sides and all angles? You know?
How can you consider yourself a researcher if you're not willing to attempt to find out the facts about that particular fact? You know, whatever the case is.
Exactly.
That's the point of being a researcher, taking all these theories and putting them to the test and coming out with, you know, that consistent data each and every time to prove it. That's how you become a researcher. If you're going to base it on a theory, like in this situation, the Ouija board is evil, and not once have you ever even done that and try to prove it, what kind of fucking researcher are you?
Right.
Well, you know, nowadays, I mean, I don't know if anybody out there, we use a lot of parapsychology tools. The newest one we've been using it's actually a mini EKG. It's called the Mind's Eye. And we can actually monitor the brain waves of an investigator as they use certain tools.
Well, I actually wanted to buy an EKG machine like a year and a half ago. Not for that, but I wanted to see if I can get any activity, paranormal activity, and any well-known location through that. Because if the theory is true that what we are, you know, investigating, researching, whatever you want to consider yourself is human dead energy that is still lingering around, then it should make that EKG machine, you know, manipulate, because that's what that is designed for, to pick up human energy within inside your brain waves. That's the purpose of an EKG machine. So in reality, that would work a lot better than an EMF meter.
Absolutely. And what it is it actually does, it has the capabilities, when you put it on, it almost puts you into a state of lockstep, which is one step above deep sleep.
Okay.
So it can actually measure not only the brain waves, but with the glasses, it actually hooks into your laptop or your computer, whichever monitor, whatever you're using, just like one of the systems would for the IRs. And it actually, you can see everything that they're seeing, plus you can monitor their brain waves. Now, this is a huge step into the paranormal field. Because a lot of people, when they're getting the experience, we have no way to tell whether it's true or false. We have to take the word of the investigator. With this, we can actually see exactly what they're seeing. We can go back and say if they saw a shadow person or say if they saw something. We can actually go back and trace that back and actually measure their brainwave activity at the precise moment that they saw this. It's a great tool in the field. It leaps and bounds above anything that I think has come out so far.
Excellent.
That's pretty wild. I just sat here and read it and looked it over on the link that you sent me, and that's pretty awesome. I would love to try something like that. I haven't seen anyone else using it, and sounds pretty amazing.
We'll put you in it. When you come to Tombstone, we will throw you up in that.
I would love it. I would absolutely love that. Awesome. It's a deal.
The way, and Jay, you know me. You know that I do not bite my tongue. You know me. We've done a couple shows together. I'm surprised we haven't gotten kicked off the air or sued from our show, but hey, okay. You know.
I almost got sued once.
But, I call, and anybody out there can get mad at me, that's fine. If you want to get mad and send me an email, go ahead and send it to my Facebook page. Whatever. But the Weekend Warrior, what you were talking about with the Ouija board, and I call the Weekend Warrior. They're the ones that develop a 4-man team or 5-man team, grab a digital recorder and go and buy a K2 and run into a vacant building.
Right.
Now, there's a couple problems with this. First off, if you don't know what you're doing, you know what, maybe you shouldn't be in the building because it could have mold, asbestos. There's many, many different things that could go on in an investigation. And if you're not aware of the surroundings, it's probably best that you're not in it. We do, Jay, and I know, like, when you were here, we're not, we don't just grab a K2 and run through a building. It's very scientific. And for me, with the Ouija board, I'm sorry, you guys, but anybody out there, like I said, please send a hate mail to my Facebook page. Anybody out there, if you're sitting there and you think that, you can pull a toy out of the box and conjure up Satan, honey, I'm sorry, you were dropped on your head too much as an infant.
Hey, London.
Yes.
We got Joe in the house. Joe's in the chat room.
Is he?
He is.
Hey, I got to get in that chat room.
I sent you the link. Click on listening chat. Find it, girl.
I know. I'm coming now. It's been crazy, I'm telling you.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
With the field as it is now, I mean, as you know, Jay, we don't just use like paranormal tools. We use full forensics. We use full, science. And I think that until everybody stops this weekend warrior and actually takes it serious, I truly believe that we are going to stay stifled within this field.
Yeah.
For sure.
There's nothing wrong with the basic ghost hunter, and I'll say that 100 times. I myself, I personally like to do it every once in a while too. I like that backyard fucking rush that you get. Don't get me wrong. And I speak to a lot of different ghost hunters out there, and they help me with my personal research. They'll give me, the types of activity that they've gotten, the times that they've gotten it, and so forth and so on. They've helped me with my data. So there is a purpose for everybody. It's just you got to learn to work together and accept who the hell you are. Don't consider yourself a researcher if you're basing everything off of a belief or a theory. Don't consider yourself an investigator if all you want to do is find a ghost in someone's house. So just be who you are and be proud of who you are, because there is nothing wrong at all with any genre of what's going on. Just do the research and be careful. That's all I ask from anybody.
Yeah, and I like the way you're stating that, Jason, because it's so true. Like, I think that even some of those little groups that we're talking about, some of them would probably love to be able to learn more about how to do paranormal research, but some of them maybe just don't have the access, or they don't have the financial, they don't have the money to buy the right kind of equipment maybe that they need. They don't have the means. So, like you said, there's nothing wrong with them doing ghost hunting, but yeah, don't be going on Facebook calling yourself a hardcore researcher. You just can't. You just can't compare with what true researchers are doing.
That's all.
There's teams out there, like, I've known Jay to take new paranormal investigators under his wing. I've known a lot of teams out there. I don't have a problem with them if they reach out and they ask for the help, and people, of course they're going to help them. But for the ones that just, all of a sudden they have a 4-man team and they're experts, those are the ones that drive me crazy.
And they have a TV show on YouTube?
Basically, that would be it.
Woo, yeah.
It's all good, though.
They watch the Ghost Hunters for a year, and, that's what they're doing, and that's it. They don't know any better. They don't know any better, though. I mean, that's what I tell myself, is they're just trying to do something, and they don't realize. They don't know any better, and they don't know what it looks like when people like you investigate. They just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and like you said, this field is not cheap. I mean, no. It's definitely not cheap. When you get into this, just like Jay and I, or you have, it does get pricey. And I'm not saying that you have to go out and have the best equipment. The best equipment you can get is yourself. That is the best piece of equipment you will ever have in this paranormal field is one's own person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can always trust yourself. And I've always said, a good investigator won't use equipment to find ghosts. They'll use themselves to find ghosts and use the equipment to document what they find. And that's what you got to do. That's how you got to, look at it as. A ghost doesn't give a fuck if you have a K2 meter in your hand, a millimeter, or whatever the hell it is. They don't care about that. They're attracted to your energy. And, if you can get them to open up and socialize, then use the equipment to hopefully rather document that or debunk certain aspects of the claims that are going on.
Right, or capture something on multiple pieces of equipment that really might maybe tell you something, and don't just take your equipment in and then not document. A lot of people sort of do that too. They sort of run through and then they don't save it or they don't document it. You know what I mean? And so they're not really getting anything out of it that way.
Some of them don't even go over the evidence.
Right. I know. I mean, what fun is that?
It's not.
It's not. And then, of course, Joe had to, he had to make sure that I mentioned that we can't, cancel out the couch ghost hunters that, I saw the kids watch TV and get on Facebook and trash everybody.
Because you're not doing it the way they saw it on Ghost Adventurers, Jason.
Okay, if I ever do anything like Ghost Adventures, somebody shoot me.
I'm going to watch you very carefully for that.
Bad acting. That's what Ghost Adventures is. It's just a show based around bad acting. And quite frankly, I am actually, completely oblivious to know that show is still on the air. It makes no sense.
Well, it's fun. It's fun, though. It's entertainment. I mean, it is fun.
And he's got hair. Come on, guys. He's got that whole hair thing going on.
Come on. I like to watch them run around. I mean, but take off your shirt once in a while. Come on.
Thank you. If you're going to get this, do it right. Just, use your shirt as a white flag. Do something.
Right. I mean, it's hot in there.
That's right. Dang it.
It's all good, though.
Sorry, Jason, but it's all good.
It's all good. We can still have some good laughs, though. London, what the fuck is new?
What isn't new? As everybody knows, we are Darkside Entertainment is holding some of the biggest events of 2015. We actually booked the whole town of Tombstone. Now, mind you, when I booked the whole town of Tombstone, I did not picture it becoming what it is today. I really didn't. I was just going to have, maybe 20, 30 people.
Wow.
And it grabbed almost 500 people.
I've seen it. I've been on that page so many times to watch the comments and who's going and what's happening. And, oh, my God. Yeah, it's huge.
It is. It turned, we have cast members of The Walking Dead that actually contacted me and want to go.
So, cool.
So they're going. We have, I don't know their name, they're actors, but they act brothers on Supernatural, but they're not really brothers.
Right. Awesome.
That TV show, I've never watched it, so.
I love that show.
Well, they're going to be there.
Can I be their handler? I want to be in charge of that.
You know what? As long as you stay the hell away from me, I'm fine with that.
Oh, I so will. Sign me up for that. That's my job. Oh, my.
You just say, I don't play nice with others.
Most of the time you don't.
Huh?
Most of the time you don't.
No, it's the gypsy in me. Yeah, we just don't play nice with others. But, and so, actually, we have that. We have the Blast Furnace. We have Alcatraz Angel Island. We have some really big events coming up. And, like I said, what it was when I started, because I've been in this field a long time. I am not a ghost hunter, guys. We'll just clear that up right now. I am a parapsychologist. I do forensics paranormal. I do not do ghost hunting. But, you know, I got sick. Like, I'll see all these events, and there's so much great talent out there. But because they're not on any well-known TV show, you know, I don't get a chance to teach some of the people in the field the right way to do things, you know, which I believe is hindering our field. So I decided, you know what, let's get the true investigators out there. Let's get them in front of people. Let's get them, you know, let's get the newer investigating people knowing what is actually in the field of the paranormal. Because there's some great talent out there. There's some people that have been in this field a very, very, very long time and can teach other people very well. It's just because they didn't get a TV show, people don't know how to do it. So I decided we're going to take this a different way. And that's what I did. And it has turned out very well.
Yeah.
It's great. I think it's a great approach and a great idea and definitely much needed. Absolutely.
So you'll never see a Jay or a Grant at one of the events. Sorry, guys. Not happening.
I don't think they would come for less than fucking what the hell you would make off the ticket.
Come on, they have their own events. They have their own events, though. You know, they're doing their thing.
Yeah, but, you know, I just wanted to give, I mean, like I said, Jay's been in the field a long time. Celine has been in the field a long time. You know, out there, there's some people out there that, just because they're not on TV, they are phenomenal investigators.
Right.
Get them out there and get the truth, not only to have Tombstone actually investigated, and have people that wouldn't normally get the chance to be in these places be able to go. It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah. And that's great. I mean, it's cool if you can get these people, you know, more in the public's eye, and hopefully, you know, people, you know, the smaller people will take a little bit of cue from them and, you know, look to try to be a better investigator themselves.
Absolutely. And, you know, I mean, so I just decided let's take it a different way, and I didn't know how it was going to turn out. Like I said, I never imagined we would have 500 people a day there. So, if you guys are looking for me at Tombstone, I will be at Doc Holliday sitting in a corner flying, okay?
I'll bring you a drink, Carol.
Yeah, make that moonshine, please.
Okay. I can try to do that.
But, you know, it's turned out really good. I have, you know, I was just real lucky because I have really great people that have stepped up and are going to be there and going to be talking. I know you guys will be there going live from Tombstone, Arizona.
Yeah.
So, you know, it just turned out really, really well. And I could not be happier. She took on a life of her own.
Yeah. Excellent. And I'm glad to hear that, you know, those events are doing extremely well for you.
Yeah, we do have a fight. Now, I haven't even announced the ticket sales for Alcatraz and Angel Island, and I already have a fight over them. So.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh! Wow.
Excellent. So, what's new with PAC? What do you do with PAC?
Well, as you guys know, we did sign a show. We have 3 more episodes to film. We head to LA on the 27th. We have this month we head out to West Virginia to do Halloween, and then we head to LA on the 27th, and then back here, and then we'll be heading up to New York actually for our tape, and then back home, and we'll wrap up filming at that point in time.
Excellent. So you got a pretty good schedule.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, it's taken me away from some of the stuff that I truly love to do. But at the same time, you know, my whole goal in this field, and as you know, Jay, was, you know, we were the ones that started forensics paranormal. We were the ones that incorporated it. And we were the ones that did the cold cases and things like that. And now I go online and I see a bunch of forensics paranormal investigators, which actually cracks me up, because they don't know what luminol is to begin with. So, but, I'm really grateful that I am seeing it. And the reason why is because if we can open the minds and combine the two fields, well, three fields, if we can open the paranormal, forensics, and science field and incorporate every one of them into this field, we have a real shot, you guys. So I'm actually grateful. Every time I see a new team popping up that wants to do forensics, I'm ecstatic. And it's because it takes us that much closer. Because for me, it doesn't matter if I get the evidence or a team that's been in the field for 2 days gets the evidence. As long as that evidence is taught, to me it doesn't matter who gets it.
Right. It's admirable, either way.
Exactly. I'm out there for the truth. I don't, it doesn't matter who gets it. I just want the truth. So
that's good to see that people are definitely taking the cue from you, and hopefully they just learn. That's all I ask. Just learn a little bit. Don't be afraid to ask for help.
Absolutely. And PACC travels all over America teaching forensics paranormal. We don't charge, we don't do anything. We will come to your team and teach you forensics, teach you how to get it, teach you how to use it. And it doesn't cost anything. We just want to be able to move this field forward, because in doing that, we truly have a better chance of figuring out what's out there.
Well, did you hear that? Did you hear that, people? Wait, let's just cover that one more time for people that weren't paying attention. If you didn't hear that, Carol just said she will teach you if you don't know how to do it. So don't be afraid. Don't be too proud. You know what I mean? Don't act like you know something when you know nothing. Don't do that. Just, if you need to send her a private message because you don't want to post, make a big old post on her Facebook page, do that then, because she'll be more than happy to help you, or someone else from her team would love to help you with that.
Absolutely. We will get you the location. We will teach you the forensics. We will do every step that you need to take in this field in order to incorporate forensic science into the paranormal. And we will come to you.
That's amazing, Carol. What an offer. That's awesome. No one does that. Nobody does. It's really the truth.
So, our goal is not to be the next, even though everybody tells me, oh, well, you've been in the field long enough, you got a show. No. We got lucky and got a show. Okay, it doesn't mean that I'm better than anybody else out there. All it means is we got lucky. That's it. So if we can reach out and help others learn to take these steps and incorporate, the mind's eye, which is, the scientific part of it, which is the EKG, the brain waves of an investigator when they're investigating, if we can turn around and teach them to use the luminol, because you have to understand, 90% of the time, we'll go into a location, every investigator does this. They get a call and they say, so-and-so committed suicide in this room by slitting her wrist, whatever the case may be. Now, that's all great, but first they have no documentation of it. So for us to go in and ask for we'll call her Jan. Jan, who committed suicide back in 1980, and we don't know if that's true or false, then we're actually hindering our own investigation. But if we can go in and forensically prove that, yes, somebody did indeed kill themselves in this spot, and we can ask, can you tell us your name? And the EVP comes across as Jan, the same name that the homeowner gave us, that's indisputable proof. We've got forensics proof. We have EVP to match.
Just got to get a fingerprint.
Absolutely. And trust me, if I could pull it, I would. I have the fingerprinting dust in my kit. No.
Awesome.
But, in that, I believe that if we can, because you can't build a case without knowing the first piece of the puzzle. It's impossible. So we really need to get people to start at the beginning. Everybody goes in and all they do is share the story. Well, you're missing 2 or 3 pieces of the puzzle to begin with. So if you turn around and you can concrete get those puzzle pieces, you then begin to build the case. After you build that case, you can absolutely incorporate it into the forensic side of things. You can incorporate it into the paranormal side of things. And you know what? You can then, I mean, let's face it, you guys, paranormal evidence will be ripped apart, whether it's really good evidence, really bad evidence, it doesn't matter. You can always rip apart paranormal evidence. But forensic,
blow holes in almost anything.
Exactly, but if you have concrete forensic science backing up your EVPs and your paranormal, they can't whip down forensic science. They can't. It's indisputable proof. And in this field at this time, that is what we need.
Absolutely. And the more evidence that you can collect, whether it's natural evidence or whatever the case is, the more you can collect based on one specific event or whatever you may be doing, the better off that you are trying to hold a substantial argument with anyone who does try.
Exactly. And, the thing of it is if more people reached out and were like, okay, let's incorporate, because remember, Jay, do you remember way back in the day, I mean, even when, what was it, 5 years ago, brother, that people were like, you can't incorporate science into the paranormal field. Do you remember people telling me that?
That was like in the I don't know.
Did you have that?
Saying that was I never had it, but people were saying that when Ghost Hunters and all those shows just started to get popular, they were all, it's all spiritualism and spiritualists and
that is true. Yeah, they said it was all hype. Yeah, all hype, all religious, all spiritualist. That is true.
And you know what, though? We have come leaps and bounds. And if more people would pick it up and use this method, it actually does nothing but better the field.
I agree.
So I will even teach you where to go to get luminol. Okay, I will give you every step you need to incorporate science, forensic science, and the paranormal together.
That's a pretty cool offer. And I know there's a few different websites that you can purchase that equipment from, and I know it's not exactly cheap. I mean, you can spend a couple $100 on all that. But there are some pretty good ones out there that I know of that you can buy forensic kits, even starter kits. I think you're probably like $300-400 for a starter kit.
But you also have to know, buy the equipment. You have to know. I mean, you have to know, like Yellow 7 works better on dark equipment versus luminol that works better on better on lighter surfaces versus Hungarian Red, which pulls blood in a more visual state of mind on concrete, cement, brick. You have to know basically what pulls better and what you're looking for. You have to know what blood splatter is. You have to know what blood droplets is, transfer, high velocity, low velocity, in order to build your case. And, we have no problem. Like, we're traveling actually this coming up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to actually teach all of this at Halloween in Fredericksburg, VA. We actually will have the mind there, so I can't wait to put a couple people in the EKG reader here. So, and I think it's just because I like to see what's going on in people's brains. I don't know. If I could get away with helping somebody's head, looking at their brain and putting it back together, trust me, I would.
That's scary. It could be scary. You might not like what you find in a lot of them. Think about it.
Yeah. And, it's just, I guess I'm trying my best just to move this field forward. And, Jay, I know you're doing the same thing.
I always try, and that's why I run stupid tests on certain things, such as Ouija boards and crystals, and, I'm doing all kinds of tests all the time on different devices and trying to figure it out. just so that people do have information that is accurate rather than information that's based solely on an idea or a theory, or what some pastor said, or what some demonologist said, or whatever the case is. I want accurate information that has real data to support it.
Absolutely. And I mean, even like with some of the cases we've done, I mean, you guys keep your eyes, and I'm gonna give you a heads up, even though I'm not supposed to. My manager will kill me for this later, Jay. So, but we actually, you guys want to keep your eyes on the news. And the reason why is, as everybody knows, PATC did handle the Marilyn Monroe case. We have concrete proven that Marilyn Monroe was not a suicide, that it was medical malpractice, and we actually they are actually changing her death certificate from suicide to medical malpractice.
Really?
So keep your eyes on, guys.
I'm not surprised. Not surprised. I never thought it was suicide.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
But, keep your eyes on the news. That is that is our big boy. So.
Oh, I can't wait to see that. That's so funny. I just bought a Marilyn t-shirt today, as a matter of fact. So weird that you brought that up.
Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
The diva with the Monroe. Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, schoolgirl shirt thing going on.
We actually got to go in when we were down there. We actually got to go into the funeral home where her body was done at, and it's shut down now. But you want to talk creepy? That place was not creepy. You know what I mean?
I would have loved to go in there just, because I'm an intuitive, just for the personal experience of just feeling how it feels in there. I would have loved to check that out.
I didn't like it at all. Let me tell you, I did the investigation, but I was ready to get out of there.
Oh, wow. I'll bet. I can't wait to hear all about it. I can't wait.
We definitely have to cut to a commercial break because, sponsors pay for time, and I haven't been giving them any time, and, So, why don't we hear some words from the sponsors that we have, and who knows, we'll go from there. All right?
Okay.
All right. Go for it, Denny.
Hey, everyone. Do you have little ones you'd like to read to? Do you like to have fun books with adventures and even some good morals? If so, I have the book series for you. The new Billy Rabbit series by Dennis Gager. It's on Amazon and Kindle. The first book out is Billy Rabbit's Halloween Adventure, where him and his little friend Russ the Squirrel go and have a big old-fashioned Halloween. And don't forget, there'll be Thanksgiving and Christmas books out as well. Again, you can find them on Amazon and Kindle, and it is Billy the Rabbit. They're great from ages 0 to 6, easy to read, with lots of fun, and I think your little ones would just enjoy them and eat them up. That's Billy Rabbit's Halloween Adventure on Amazon and Kindle right now. Also, soon look for it in your nearest bookstore, Barnes & Noble, and Borders. Have a great day, everybody.
I hate to see you sit there and suffer like this. It's like watching a celebration of nightmares. Wake up, wake up. Don't you feel it too? Wake up before this is true. How can you stay with everything that's happening?
everyone. Do you have little ones you'd like to read to? Do you like to have fun books with adventures and even some good morals? If so, I have the book series for you. The new Billy Rabbit series by Dennis Gager. It's on Amazon and Kindle. The first book out is Billy Rabbit's Halloween Adventure, where him and his little friend Russ the Squirrel go and have a big old-fashioned Halloween. And don't forget, there'll be Thanksgiving and Christmas books out as well. Again, you can find them on Amazon and Kindle, and it is Billy the Rabbit. They're great from ages 0 to 6, easy to read, with lots of fun, and I think your little ones would just enjoy them and eat them up. That's Billy Rabbit's Halloween Adventure on Amazon and Kindle right now. Also, soon look for it in your nearest bookstore, Barnes & Noble, and Borders. Have a great day, everybody.
Can't see is yesterdays. It's so easy never to forget. Believing lies and reservations pushed us far apart. Am I alone? Am I alone? Every day finishing another dimmed piece of my heart. Falling years that keep coming back to me. Never thought we could lose so much. Wanting more when nothing changes. That held us far apart. Am I alone? Am I alone? Every day furnishing another dimmed piece of my heart. Dreaming of whispers ring heavens and mirrors of someone else's reflection, ascending through another downward view. All I can see is yesterdays. It's so easy never to forget. Believing lies and reservations pushed us far apart. Am I alone? Am I alone? Every day finishing another dimmed piece of my days. It's so easy never to forget. Believing lies and reservations pushed us far apart. Am I alone? Am I alone? Every day diminishing another dimmed piece of my own. 4 years to keep coming back to me. Never thought we could lose.
We sent you the EVPs from it.
Oh, awesome. Oh, I can't wait to check those out. Thank you.
Every time.
Oh, cool.
I will encourage everybody out there to please go to Amazon and pick up my book, Unrested Peace, because let's just face it, the fucking book kicks ass. All right? Kicks ass, bottom line. And Saturday night, everybody, right here on DTM Wicked Radio and Radio, we have Shavo. Shavo comes in the house, and he has his own show. For nobody who knows who the hell Shavo is the bass player of the System of a Down.
Yeah.
He's my coworker. I fucking kick
Yeah.
ass. I work alongside of him.
You rock, Shadow. Also, my shameless plug for Jason's book, Unrested Peace. Let me just say that you won't get any rest after you read Jason's book because it's very, very sexy. It's hot, sizzling hot. So get it. And it's been on sale. Is it still on sale?
I think so.
Yeah, so get it now. It's great. It's great, people. You've got to read it.
It does kick ass.
I loved it. I loved it personally. I can't wait for the next one.
I'm hoping that comes out soon.
I know.
Things got put on the back burner, and that happened to be one of them.
That's all right. You got lots going on. You are a busy guy.
I am. I got to stop being so busy. When am I going to get that secretary that stays underneath my desk?
You're lucky you got a free VA. It is. All right. I'll come up and visit. Damn it. Sorry, Carol.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry about it.
But we were talking about Carol's Asylum, and I believe Jodi wanted to hear about my time at the asylum.
Well, I want to hear about Carol's pervert spirits at the asylum that are consistently, because we all know how I love perverts, so, you know.
Oh, they're definitely perverted at that asylum.
I want to hear. And she did she sent me some cool EVPs, so I'm going to listen to that after the show. I can't wait to hear that. But, I think everybody would want to hear about that. Oh, yeah.
If anybody does not like X-rated things, please cover your ears. And if anyone gets offended over X-rated things, please cover your ears.
Oh, God. Twister, get out of the chat room.
When London bought the thing, she was down in Oklahoma for a little bit, and she said, "Hey, Joe, you got to come down here and, hang out and investigate." And I said, "Okay." So I planned a date, and I went down there with my buddy Joe was with me. He remembers if he's still in the chat room. Says he left, but oh well, it is what it is. And obviously, me being the guy that I am, based on her claims of activity, I chose to sleep in the most haunted room there was. And I got dicked because nothing happened in that room. The room my buddy Joe was in got all the fucking activity. So I got dicked. But it's all good. Well, anyway, we start off, I get there in the morning, first thing in the morning, and I slept and did what I had to do. And then I got up and unloaded the car, set up cameras and all kinds of other cool gear all over throughout her house, or asylum, or whatever you want to consider it. And
I have a quick question. Does Carol, do you live there? Or is this just, are you in the same town, or do you actually live there all the time?
No, we actually live here.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Did not know that.
It's a cool little place. It's definitely a nifty little place. But anyway, when I woke up from my, morning, I kind of got pissed because at that time Carol had just moved in and did not have a coffee pot. So I was like, fuck, I need coffee. And I had to walk down to the gas station where I ate tons of hot dogs from 7-Eleven and got my coffee.
Don't forget the donut.
But when I walked up and down the street, and there's actually a bunch of buildings along her street that, personally, I would love to go in and investigate. I don't think that'll happen, but I would love to because, there's an old funeral home that's no longer in service. There's another school there that's no longer in service, and I believe there's another halfway house, if I'm not mistaken, on that same road that is no longer in service and they're abandoned. So I would love just to go there and try to get into those places, but I don't see that happening. But anyway, I set it up so that not only were we going to investigate that place, but, live from, Petersburg, Virginia, we were going to do a investigation. So, I did a live investigation at London's house, and we started off the evening actually investigating one of her neighbor's house for the first couple of hours, which was right down the road, and he was a cool dude, I'm not going to lie. And he had a beautiful house, and we didn't get much activity there, so we went back to London's house, and we got on the air, and we're investigating, and I start off being typical, normal investigator, saying, hey, let's talk about politics, and talk about this, and we try to engage in conversations about anything that whatever's in there could relate with, being it's a, old asylum. I also went in with certain medications, and disabilities that they may have, and try to get any kind of responses to that. But
sure,
it wasn't until later on in the night, and there is file evidence out there somewhere online because, like I said, it was a live investigation and it was recorded. It wasn't until I said, I bet you want to put your cock down London's mouth.
Oh, no.
Everything went haywire. K2 meters went off, red bombs went off, everything started going nuts.
Let me tell you something. They so threw me under the bus. It wasn't even funny.
Oh, I know it. Carol, were you the only girl there?
I was.
I knew it. So they just let you have it, girl. Oh, no. Yeah. And she is really cute, too. Those of you that don't know her or haven't seen her online, she's super cute, so I can only imagine. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. It was great. So, needless to say, until we were getting responses from that, we had to continue on with that topic. We had to. We were getting reactions, and we needed to document those reactions.
Oh, God.
We're talking about,
time was like, I want London to be your girlfriend. And it didn't go up, and then he was like, well, do you just want to fuck her? And this whole thing went off.
Oh, my God.
We were talking about anal sex and everything. We were getting into it, and it was just going nuts. Everything.
Oh, my God. Girl. That is sad. Oh.
Right. I mean, it was something else. I mean, but, yeah, so I have an extreme perverted people in my house.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I love it. I cannot wait to listen to that shit that you just sent me. Oh, no.
Yes, that's the London's house is perverted, and if you're a female, you may get sexually assaulted.
Oh, Jay, I didn't get to tell you, we had another investigator team. We had 4 female investigators here.
Okay.
About 3 months ago. And anyways, one of the female investigators, she's about 24, 25, cute girl. And she's wearing these really tight blue jeans and their shirts look like, the bustiers. It was a cute outfit.
Oh, wow. Cute little young girls, yeah.
Exactly. Well, we're in the grand living room. And they have this spirit box going, and they were asking, can you give us a name? And the name's Ben here. We found him and documented. He was the one who had his throat slit and died on the porch. But it kept saying Ben. And then you would hear this cat call. You know how men whistle for the cat call?
Mm-hmm.
Walked into the room, and we got this cat call. And so she was in there, and she was getting her hair stroked, and she was like, I'm feeling something touch me. Well, she stood up to go out of the room, and the whole back of her pants where her pocket ripped. Like, literally her whole jeans ripped.
Wow.
So, yeah, we definitely have perverted spirits here.
That's hilarious. That's awesome.
But it's cool. It's cool. However, I mean, the time that I did stay there, I did get an EVP that wasn't, perverted. I mean, whatever. I'm from New York. I'm from New York, and when I went down there, needless to say, I don't have the Southern accent. I mean, some people, I can kind of hear a Southern accent in me because, I did spend a little time down there, but it's for the most part, I guess you can say country, backyard, New York. So,
yeah.
Well, anyway, so I went down there and being me talking the way that I'm talking and so forth and so on, I did get an EVP of something calling me a Yankee ass.
And you're not necessarily.
Yeah, no, well, if it wants to call me a Yankee ass, that's perfectly fine. I really don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, you've lived up north, you've lived down south, you're a little mixed, but yeah, you definitely don't sound particularly Southern. So yeah, maybe the New York comes out, and I mean, you're originally from there. That's pretty funny, though.
Yeah.
Well, one thing is, I've got to say this. I took him up to Central State Hospital up here, which is it was used for the slaves back. It was the first black hospital, actually, in America.
Oh, wow.
And so we went up there. Well, Jay and I were walking around the building, and all Jay and I could think about is, I want to get into this building. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we found this window that's half open, and we were going to go in, but something inside of us was like, nah, better not, better not, better not. Well, so we decided not to go in. We come back to the asylum, to the place where I have, and the next morning they had found a dead body.
Get out. Oh, wow.
I'm really grateful that we didn't actually go in, because, our fingerprints would have been all over that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And if anyone looks at my profile,
Gosh.
you'll see a picture somewhere if you go back a year ago, or you'll see a picture of me and London standing up next to a brick wall, and that's where we were at that time. We were at that asylum, and that's a beautiful location. It's a very big place. I didn't get in it. Needless to say, because there were too many cops driving around. But I could find a couple of ways in if I had to get in.
Yeah, that, and of course, Jay, I know I told Joe at one time, we actually got the place across the street, right?
Yeah.
The poorhouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done anything to it, but
I want to get in there.
that place, I have to get the floors done. You walk through there, you're going to go straight to the floor.
Oh, wow. No floor left.
Basement, real quick. Well, that used to be the poorhouse. These two properties at one point in time was connected.
Oh, okay.
Along with the cemetery on the side of us. It all belonged to the Otis family. Dr. Otis, this was the doctor's house before it was the asylum. And the place across the street was actually a poorhouse for children. Back in the day, Abraham Lincoln literally stayed there at one point.
Oh, neat. That's really neat.
It's very historical. And the reason we haven't done the floors yet is because, of course, with any historical property, they want you to take the exact same wood.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not afford butch wood for the whole floor in that place. That's not happening. It's not going to happen.
Maybe you can find someplace else that's renovating that you can take it from.
Or maybe I can just lock them out of the house and do what I want.
That too, yeah. You can do what you want, that's for sure.
But, so this place is crazy, though, because, yeah, we definitely, if you are a female, this place will love you, without a doubt.
See, and I like those kind of places. I always kind of, enjoy that attention.
They're not tough at all, are they, Jay?
No, they're not too bad. I personally, though, I would still love to investigate it.
Well, Jay, I told you, when I'm in L.A. coming up, all you got to do is tell me. I'll leave the key in the lockbox, brother. It's yours.
There you go. I'll have to try to figure that out, though. I got to get money to travel there.
I have a Keurig machine now, brother. So the kitchen is actually renovated.
As long as you have a coffee maker, I'm happy.
We have a full kitchen now. So it's all yours. All you got to do is let me know. I'll leave the key in the lockbox, give you the lockbox code. It's all yours.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good offer.
I'll definitely try.
Just remember, when Joe comes, he cannot sleep with my pit bull in room 3. I have to put that out there. It was so funny the night that they came, because I had put we have the shadow guy here, and he hangs near room 4 all the time.
Yeah.
How many rooms do you have there, Carol?
It's 4 rooms here, and then the attic space upstairs.
Okay.
The smaller room off the main room, we're actually turned into an office, but then we turned it into a walk-in closet.
Okay. Yeah, I would do the same thing. I don't blame you.
But the room 4 at the end of the hall, the way it's set up is weird. You can tell because we still have all the fire equipment. We have the exit signs still up. We haven't taken those down, just because they're cool. You know?
Yeah, that's kind of neat. Yeah.
But room 4 is where mainly the shadow guy hangs out. And so I put Jay in that room. And I put Joe in room 3, which is the room next to the big room. And Joe, that night, he went out and got my pit bull. And slept with my pit bull in the room because the female in there kept bugging him. So
she thought you might be available, Jason.
Well, I was left alone the whole night. I was hoping to get some action, but no, nothing happened.
Well, you know, it picked on Joe. It liked the long hair. Maybe it's Joe. You know, maybe all I saw was the hair.
It definitely liked Joe, though.
It definitely did like Joe. But, yeah, so the asylum, like I said, Jay, it's all yours. Whenever you want it, you just let me know.
Yeah, I got to figure out how to get some money to go down there. That's my only issue right now. I lack their funds.
Well, if you decide to come down, because I know, like I said, we'll be in and out of LA, back here. I'll just leave lock boxes, and you can go in either one you want. Doesn't matter. Just have fun.
That's what I like to hear. Free access.
Yeah. Allow us to record it. We need the evidence.
I'll record anything. You know, you got no problems with that.
So, but yeah, and you can bring her with you. We'll use her as bait. There you go.
That's all good.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
That's right. You got to go up there and check it out, Jodi.
I would love to check it out. I would absolutely love to go up there and check it out. And yeah, I mean, if I'm going to make a trip up there, for sure I'm going to want to check out a couple of things while I'm there. You know, as opposed to got to get it all in.
Yeah, she lives in Petersburg, Virginia.
Okay. Yeah, so she's on my, she's not that far off of my side of the world over here.
No.
No, not at all. Cool. That's not too bad of a trip. Not too bad of a trip.
You just let me know when you guys are coming up, and I'll set up a couple locations, and
totally
have at it.
We'll have to go down the road and do your neighbor's house again. He was cool as hell.
Oh, he is cool as hell. Well, he has that big restaurant, too, that's haunted. I could probably get us in there.
There you go. That works.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's something different.
Well, Petersburg, what it is the property where my house sits. As everybody knows, Petersburg is where the war ended. This is where the South gave up to the North.
Right.
That's about 3 blocks from my house, tops.
Okay.
The field hospital, which is right across from the house that we investigated, my neighbor's house, it's right across the street. That was actually a field hospital during the Civil War. So these houses were not this house wasn't here yet. It was built in 1903. So this was all, this was where they had all the battle going on.
Right.
And not to mention the cemetery that actually adjoins my property. So
you got that going on over there as well.
Yeah, but we've only found 2 markers in it, and both of them belong to 2 little girls. We haven't found the other markers.
It's more of a family cemetery.
The family plot, exactly. It belonged to the Otis family.
Yeah.
But, yeah, anytime you guys want, you let me know. I'll line it up. I'll give you the keys, and we're fully equipped now, Jace. Like I said, you wouldn't even recognize this place. I mean, she has new paint. She looks nice. It looks like a mansion again.
Excellent. And that's what it originally was.
Yes, when it was built in 1903, it was the Otis family mansion. And 2 little girls died of yellow fever here in the house. That's documented. And they're buried, of course, in the family plot right next door, which is right out the side window. And then, the poorhouse was connected to it. After they had sold it, it became the doctor's house, who ran the poorhouse across the street. So, but it was originally a 1903 Victorian mansion, and we've actually taken it back to that.
Very cool. So it is a Victorian-style home, then. That's cool, Carol. Can't wait to see that. I love that.
Well, if she acts any more stupider, you can have her. She's getting a little bit crazy on me.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but like last month she just started going batshit crazy. To the point of where we could not nail things to the wall. We literally had to screw them onto the wall.
Oh, no. What's happening? Tell us some examples of that.
What it is we went to Walmart. My oldest son came home, and he was staying in room 4. He had things actually hold him down in room 4. Well, he had broke his foot in half, and that's one reason he came home. He had to have surgery. He had to go through physical therapy. So we had him here. Well, me and my husband went to Wally easily at all. Well, all of a sudden, the things that we literally have screwed onto the wall, I mean, they're not hammered on. It's not nails. They are literally screwed to the wall, came off the wall, thrown, and literally flew through the air at him.
Oh, wow.
Now, that night, mind you, he's in a cast. He had just broken his foot. He went downstairs to get something to eat, and he's hobbling, trying to hop up the grand staircases. So he has a bag of chips in his mouth, sandwich in his hand, and he's trying to hobble. Well, the door slams, and you get this eerie laugh. Well, he couldn't make it up the stairs quick enough. But she is just, I don't know if it's because it's used to us here now, or what the case is, but yeah, she has really just lost her damn mind.
Wow. That's crazy. I mean, there's some crazy shit going on over there, that's for sure. Now, does your son, he doesn't live with you all the time? He's just there sometimes?
No, he actually just went back to college, so he's not here anymore. But he's, it's, when we have the producers over here, even the producer, I mean, he was standing in room 4 and the door slammed on him, closing him in the room. I never seen somebody haul ass out of the house so quick in my life.
Oh, my God. I have a daughter in her 20s, so it doesn't matter how old they are, but when something freaky like that happens, you're kidding me? My daughter would have ran out of the house screaming.
It was, and you're not sadistic, so I laughed at him. I thought it was
That's awesome. You're awesome. I love it. Poor baby. You laughed at him. And so what happened when you got home?
Oh, dude, first thing I asked is the picture broken,
Right. I
mean, I didn't work on, it's very old.
Right.
My son just looked at me, and I'm like, well, you okay? And he's like, yeah. Well, that night he slept with the door open.
He put the light on. See your night light.
Yeah. But, pretty soon, the place is, actually, it's going to be vacant because we're getting another place, like I said, the old hospital.
Right.
So pretty soon, this place will be open up for people to investigate. But like I said, I don't just let anybody in here. And the reason is my spirits they're rude enough to where, I don't think some people would appreciate it.
Right. No, some people maybe can't handle that kind of thing, Carol. I mean, like, that wouldn't bother me at all. But I'm more like you. Like, I just say whatever shit I want to say to whoever I want to say it to, and if somebody tries to give me some shit, I don't really care. Like, I'm going to do what I want, when I want to do it. I'm going to say what I want to who I want to say it to. Like, there's no gray areas or any bullshit with me. And that's how I am. And so I can tell by your conversation that's totally how you are, which is great. It's cut and dry. Everybody understands everybody. And, so I'm sure that you have that kind of communication going on over there, too, with, the spirits that are in your house. And so they're saying exactly what they want to say to you. But, yeah, I'm sure some of the people that are going to come through there can handle it. And some of the people that will listen to your show or to our show, won't want to listen to some of that. But, I mean, that is what's really going on there. I mean, that's the truth of it.
Absolutely. And it's, I find it funny, like, the girl didn't find it funny that it ripped her pants. I found it hilarious.
So I would have laughed my ass off. And my next question was, of course, was she wearing a thong? Like, what happened? She was. Because I wanted to make the comment when, Jason was there. I wanted to say, like, hey, people, if you go to Carol's and you are investigating at her home at the asylum, look, either make sure you're wearing a really hot thong, or if you can't handle the draft, wear a bikini, because this shit can happen.
Oh, absolutely. I'm so nothing. I want to get like 4 really hot girls in here and throw them in bikinis and see what takes place.
And I'm like way too old for that, without saying how old I am. I'm way too old for that, so that won't be happening. But, I better make sure I have on good underwear with my tight jeans at your house, just in case something happens, I need to have some sexy shit on,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, anything could happen. Your shirt could get ripped off. Who knows what's going to go on? There's some crazy stuff happening at Carol's, people. So if you haven't been there and you think you can handle the heat, get down there. But hell yeah, I think you should book some hot as shit group of girls in there. I wonder how much to take it.
I wonder how much strippers would cost. Could we do an experiment?
Oh my God, that would be awesome. Totally do that.
Because I would still do that experiment.
Totally. Oh my God, yeah.
Well, we can put a stripper pole in your house.
Yeah, let's get a pole. Get a stripper in and have her dance. Yeah. I like where this is going. Let's totally.
Oh, and you know what?
The world where this is going.
I can handle this. I love where this is going.
We could put this live on air. Dude, that would be a kick in the ass. I'm down.
Yep, let's do it. We'll put on slutty clothes. Carol and I, ours, we can wear, like, sort of slutty clothes. We'll get a stripper who can dance on the pool, okay, and, like, have some dirty talk going on. It'll be awesome to see what happens, because we already know the spirits there are big pervs.
Absolutely. My husband would love it. Are you kidding me?
I'll bet. I'm sure. Of course he will. Who wouldn't? And that won't offend me. I mean, that won't offend me at all. I have no problem with that. So
you know what? I really think that maybe we should actually do that experiment.
Let's do it. I'm down.
I'm game. Let's do it.
Strippers, dildos, and boxes in my face, dude. I am there.
Yeah. Jason, let's all go.
I'm really thinking that we should actually do it, because I would love to see what took place if we actually did that. Hi, honey. My husband just got home. Did he hear? Yeah, he just got home. Hey, Jay says hi.
I'm here.
Hey, this is a great idea, and no one has ever really done that. This is a new thing. This is new experimentation.
Well, we know they're perverts.
Yeah.
So if we can get them to act up and get on the evidence, that's perfect. That is perfect. I mean, as long as we get the evidence, how much do you think a stripper would cost to do this?
I don't know. I know private dances. Private dances for a stripper is like $400 to $500 a night.
Okay, we can get a cheap
fun. We'll take it for fun.
We'll get. I can guarantee it. We can rent a hooker for about $30 an hour.
Yeah, I'm thinking less than $200. We can easily get somebody for sure. It's not going to be like they have to stay all night. We're not looking for.
I've got a better idea. I can guarantee it that there are some stripper paranormal investigators out there.
Yeah.
If they want to investigate and run some tests.
Okay, we can do that.
Let's do it. Anybody out there who is in the stripper world and who is a paranormal investigator, get hold of Jay. You for now.
Hot-ass investigator that can dance on a pole. That's what we're looking for.
You don't even have to dance good on the pole. Just dance on the pole.
It's all in the name of science.
It is,
and it will be fun. It will be fun.
Oh, yeah.
It will be fun because I'll have dollar bills and we'll make that shit happen. We'll work it.
I mean, I can bring my Vegas hooker heels for that. Even just for fun. I think I will.
Hey, you guys do know I used to manage a strip club. I still have strip clubs.
Well, awesome.
I can share with you, Jodi. Me and you are good. We got this.
Girl, you don't think I have some?
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, there you go. Bring yours. Let's get a couple strippers. Let's do this.
And I have yet to see any of this.
Oh, I got it covered, girl. Oh, yeah.
Well, let's do this. I know I got my 9-inch stilettos right here. Let's do this.
Okay, it sounds like a blast. Oh, we're going to all need to get real drunk after that, I could tell.
Well, that's okay. We have moonshine in this state. We're good.
Awesome,
we're good.
Awesome. Yeah, you do, because you're over sort of my way. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got so good moonshine.
Yeah.
Hey, Jodi, we have to book another date for a guest later on.
Awesome.
It's not confirmed yet, not 100% confirmed yet, so I can't make any promises. But Denny may have her Chavez to come on the show.
Yay! Oh, awesome! Okay, totally. And if you put me in touch with him, I will make sure we have a solid date booked on that.
Well, Denny is working. Denny's working the magic. He's doing what he can. I mean, I told him.
The other 3 Tuesdays are open in November.
That's what I said. They were pretty much well open all through November. So
yeah, I've got some people, but I haven't firmed them up on the dates yet, and then I can fill them in around that. So that'd be great.
Excellent.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Hey, I'm serious, you guys. I say we do this because I would love to actually get the documented proof.
I have the documented proof that what's in your house is a bunch of perverts.
We need to take it a step further. So let's get together and plan a date, and let's do this.
All right, well, I'll be more than happy to go down and act like a horn dog while some hot chick stands on a pole in your house.
Wait, did Jason say act like a horn dog?
Exactly. Jason, you are a horn dog.
Excuse me. That's true.
Hey, I'm normally pretty good when I investigate, though. Yeah. I try not to pull out the horn dog card until it's a last resort.
Okay, but you forget, I know you.
That's great.
It's all good. Oh, well.
Well, I can't wait. We've definitely got to get this going. We've got some great things this year, so I can't wait till you guys get to Tombstone.
Oh, definitely. Tombstone's going to be pretty cool. I just hope that my schedule doesn't fuck it up. It may not. I don't know at this time. I'm playing that shit by ear right now.
Oh, I'm right there with you. Well, I know I've got to be at Tombstone. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah. Hey,
Sounds good. Sounds good.
It's all good, but we are down to the last 15 minutes. So
I know. That went fast today, right?
It did. We got to come up with some kind of topic to discuss for the next 10 minutes.
Well, I don't know if Carol wants to. First of all, Carol has a lot going on. So she may need to throw out a couple of different websites for people to go to. Carol, your two biggest events coming up are Tombstone and Sloss Furnace. Is that correct? Is there anything else that we missed out mentioning?
Actually, the two biggest events we have for 2015 is indeed Tombstone and Alcatraz.
Oh, Alcatraz. See, now, I didn't even know about that one.
We haven't announced it yet. At the end of 2015, we do have Alcatraz and Angel Island.
Awesome.
2-day event. There's only 30 spots. Well, 60 total. 30 people will be on Alcatraz. 30 people will be on Angel Island. The next night they will switch. We do that because we had to actually have EMTs, which I have to hire. To be there. Once you're on Alcatraz, you're on. You're not getting off.
Right.
So, and then, of course, Tombstone, May 1st and 2nd. But we have a lot of events. We have the Copper Queen, August 7th, which, if you go to Darkside, if you go on Facebook and just tag in Darkside Entertainment, you'll see all of our events there. We're booked out in events till, I believe, 2016.
That's awesome. Girl, you're working hard.
Yeah, it's a crazy world, but, you know, somebody's got to do it. And then, of course, PACC is, you know, we're out there still doing the forensics paranormal. So, you know, it's between that and the events and the filming, my life is just batshit crazy.
Your life is always batshit crazy.
My life has always been batshit crazy.
But that's just the way it works out.
That's the gypsy in me. It's the gypsy in me, you know.
Yeah. What kind of people do you have lined up for these events?
Oh gosh, actually for the Tombstone event we have a couple of the Walking Dead characters, believe it or not. They actually do investigate with PACC. They are actually part of PACC's investigation team. So we're just getting ready to announce the two brothers that I forget what their names are. I've got it. They play brothers on that show Supernatural, but they're not really brothers.
Right. I know who they are.
I don't watch Supernatural.
I love that show. I've never watched it since the beginning
either. Never watched.
You guys are missing out. It's a great show. I mean, I've literally watched it ever since the beginning, and I love that show. I really do.
We have Huff Paranormal. We have, of course, Jay, our own paranormal rebel, will be there.
Mm-hmm.
We have Dan. We have. I think it's about 23 guest speakers.
Awesome.
We have Deep South Paranormal. I mean, we have a lot of talent that's going to be there.
Yeah.
So Rick Hayes himself is going to be there. You know, so we've been really lucky. I mean, we've got a lot of really, really great people involved in this Tombstone event that we'll give you the rundown real quick. Okay, we have Rick Hayes, Selena Rome, Frank Brunos, Deep South Paranormal, Christina George, Dan McMenemy, Gary Brown, Anthony Wolf, Latina Brown, Richard Rowland, Stephen Budget, Jason Stanton, Chris Malakon, Marley Gibson, Patrick Gibson, Steve Huff, Keith Ages, we're waiting to hear back from him, Santiago from The Walking Dead, we're waiting to hear back from Robert Mukes, who played Tiny in The House of 1,000 Corpses, and Rob Zombie and his son. So,
awesome. That's a great lineup. That's an excellent lineup. It really is.
So we have a lot of really talented investigators out there, you guys, that will be here. And they're all just really, really down-to-earth great people.
Excellent. Excellent. I can't wait to get down there.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Well, we ended up landing the church, you guys. And for you guys that don't know, the church is ran by the Parks Division. Nobody has ever been allowed to investigate the church, or the courthouse, the courthouse and the gallows, ever. For the first time ever, we have it exclusively, which means we have it all to ourselves. It's the first time it'll ever be investigated. We have the Occidental. We have several places that have never been investigated. We also have the Copper Queen that we're doing. We have Birdcage Theater. I mean, we have such a vast variety. Both ghost towns, Doc Holidays, for Deuces. We literally have the whole town of Tombstone. All of it.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent. Fantastic. It definitely sounds like a lot of fun, and I know there's a lot of areas in that particular location that is well worth investigating and checking out.
oh, it's a great place. If you guys have never been to Tombstone, it is absolutely a great place. And in the daytime, it's great because in the daytime you still get all the fun of Tombstone, you know? So it ended up being, like I said, I couldn't have asked for a better thing. It kind of took a life of its own on. So I'm very, very grateful to all the talent that has stepped up. I'm very grateful to all the business owners. I'm just, I was real blessed with this one.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're actually probably going to be showing up a little early, and you'll be able to investigate these locations by yourself.
Absolutely. Well, Thursday, we're actually taking some people Thursday. There's going to be a few people there, like the talent, because I want the talent to be able to, get a chance to get in there and actually investigate. So on Thursday, we have the whole town set aside just for the talent. And so it's gonna be a kick-ass time.
Excellent. Actually, how much are those tickets?
Huh?
How much are those tickets?
Well, we're sold out of VIPs, unfortunately. Gold tickets are $275. That comes with your hotel for both nights, dinner and breakfast, all locations, along with, I think, one of the photo op places for the all-time photos, the meet and greets, the vendors. It comes with everything. So the hotel is included in every one except for the day pass. The silver pass comes with one night stay in the hotel. It's $225. It comes with that, all the locations, the vendors, everything. And then the day pass, if you just want to come up for the day, well, we call it a day pass, but it's a day and night pass.
Yeah.
It's only $75.
So ain't bad.
So
Ain't bad at all.
No, not at all. I think that's a great price, actually.
but we actually are sold out of VIP tickets.
That's awesome. And I did see a couple of times where you had posted that one had maybe become available or was coming available, and that they were going fast.
Yeah, they didn't last.
No, I saw.
So, and I think we have 15 golds left.
Wow. That's awesome. Girl, don't be proud of yourself. That's amazing.
It's the vendor. If you guys are anybody out there wants to do vendors, we vend you right in the middle of town. I mean, it's dead center of Tombstone. It's $125. It comes with, we actually get the banner for you. So your table comes with the clock, the banner, the 2 chairs, the 2 day and night passes. The vendor table comes with all of that.
And that's great. That's a great deal. Because a lot of people don't set you up like that when you're getting a table. You sort of have to bring everything and set it up yourself. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we actually make sure that you have a banner with your name and logo on it. Because that's what vendors, some vendors might forget about it. They might be flying, whatever the case may be. We make sure it's already there on your table when you get there.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, we try to take care of our, above all, we try to take care of our guests and our talent.
Excellent. That's good to hear. That's excellent news to hear. I guess we don't have much more left time. We have about 5 minutes left, and which is kind of good because my battery is damn near depleted.
Yeah, Hey, you might want to check, whoever's recording the show, you might want to listen for EVPs. What I sent you, Judy, actually came from a radio show that we did, and it actually picked up all those EVPs.
That's great. You have to listen.
Some phone interference tonight, so you might want to check.
Well, I can't wait. Yeah, we'll have to have Jenny really look it over and
have the habit of doing that
and see what happens. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be terrific.
Yeah, it actually has the spirits here definitely like to be part of these shows, so.
Oh, why not? I mean, absolutely, why not?
Well, if they cut you out, I apologize ahead of time.
We can take it. Well, I guess we should also mention that we will be back tomorrow night from 9 to 11 here on Ghost Chat Radio, Eastern Time, and that you can find Jason and myself on the Ghost Chat Radio fan page on Facebook. Yes, and you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest under Joe Haunts, JOHAUNTS, or Jodi Smith, also easy to spell. Jodi is JODIE, and you can find Jason Stanton under his name, Jason Stanton, also on under Ghost Chat Radio on Twitter, and he's on LinkedIn. He's everywhere.
All over the place. And if anyone has any questions about, my experiments, my survey, all the evidence that I provided about the Ouija board, feel free to ask me, and I will tell you anything you need to know as far as what I've done, how I've done it, and why I've done it, and I will give you the lowdown on what I think about that particular device, because quite frankly, the rumors about it being a gateway to hell or nothing but evil comes through is all bullshit. Bullshit. 100% pure, steaming pile of bullshit. And I think there's some corn in that bullshit. So, look up for that.
So bad.
Well, like I tell you, Jimmy, all their mothers dropped them on their heads too young as infants.
That's it. Well.
Tomorrow night, we actually have a professional wrestler coming on who is also a actor and has done a couple of TV series that are, ghost-related or goblin-related or whatever the case may be. So,
and you know what I can't wait to find out, Jason? I want to know what is his favorite position.
I'm sure you'll find that out, Jodi. I'm sure you will.
You know I will.
I'm one of those pile drivers and whatever.
We'll just see about that one.
So that's going to be a kick-ass show. It's actually a brand new sort of thing, so I have no idea what's going to happen there.
I can't wait.
Wrestler on, so this is going to be new.
Hey, Jodi, if anybody would like to see the Tombstone event, they can just go to Facebook and go to Haunting at Tombstone Event and Investigation.
Awesome. You guys should check it out. I mean, it's going to be fucking amazing. I've been watching it for months, so I know it's going to be good.
Of course it's going to be good.
Yeah.
Buddy, before we get off the air, I will encourage all to go to the Ghost Chat Radio fan page on Facebook. Give it a like, stay up to date with what we're doing, how we're doing it, why we're doing it. And, if you feel you want to message myself or Jodi, we always try to check up on those messages all the time. So feel free to give us a message. Just if you want it to be, specified towards one of us, make sure you put in the headliner to Jodi or to Jason, because, hey, I don't want to open up some dude's penis in the message. I don't.
We do. Otherwise, we just sort of read each other's mail and try to figure it out. Like Jason says, it's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
But until tomorrow night, everybody, we are out of here.
Later. Bye, Carol.
Thanks for coming on, London. See you later.
We'll talk to you later, brother. All right. Bye.